And the winner of this game will take the season series as Florida and the Phillies come in, having each won 9 games in the season series. The Phillies would like to finish over 500 and can do so with a win here this afternoon.
They're 9-9 against each other. It's been a close series, closely played games. Marlins ERA almost 5, Phillies just over 4. And today will be the tiebreaker.
Jeff Torborg, the skipper of the Florida Marlins. Men in blue, Sam Holbrook. Well, they're internationally tanned today. Sam Holbrook behind the plate. Joe Brinkman at first base, Tony Randazzo at second, and Ted Barrett at third.
Larry Bowa would really like to win this game today and think, well, it doesn't mean that much at the end of the season, but if they win this game today, they'll be over 500. Although only one game over, it's still over 500 for the second year in a row, and that hasn't happened in 20 years.
Well, the Phils would like to finish on a bright note. And Joe Roa is very excited about his start for the Phillies here this afternoon. Perhaps put himself in place for maybe the starting rotation in 2003. Phillies will finish third. Montreal has already clinched second. Montreal is winning their, well, they've already won their game today, so the Expos will finish second. The Phillies will finish third ahead of Florida and the New York Mets.
The Phillies fans down here in attendance.
Tim Rock Raines will be in the lineup today, and he was honored before the game as he has announced his retirement after a 23-year major league career, which included 5 stolen base crowns, a batting title, in 2000, 604 hits,
2,500 games. Is that one heck of a career?
Marlins now are taking the field for the final game of the 2002 season. Carl Pavano will do the pitching, and Larry Bowa's starting lineup. He'll have Doug Glanville in center field leading off, Jimmy Rollins shortstop at second, Bobby Abreu right field hitting third, Mike Lieberthal catching batting fourth, Travis Lee at first base hits fifth, Placido Polanco third base batting sixth, Ricky Leday left field hits seventh, Tomas Perez second base bats eighth, Joe Roa the pitcher hitting ninth. That lineup facing 26-year-old Carl Pavano.
Pavano does not have very good overall numbers. He's done a pretty good job since he's come down here with Florida. 6-10 overall, ERA of over 5. But with Florida, his ERA is 3.53. He's 3-2. Done a much better job down here than he did up in Montreal. Fastball in the low 90s. He's got good movement on it. A heavy sinking fastball. He's got pretty good command. He'll also throw a good slider, kind of a slurve, a hard slurve, and mixes in a changeup.
Originally a 13th round draft pick of the Boston Red Sox in '94. In his major league debut against the Phils, lifetime the Phillies have beaten him 5 times. He is 2-5 with a 4.05 ERA lifetime against the Phillies. But from Boston to Montreal in the Pedro Martinez deal, and then came over here along with Graham Lloyd, Mike Mordecai, and Justin Wayne, the Cliff Floyd transaction.
Down here at 7 starts with Florida, Fish have won 5 of them.
And he has won his last 3 decisions despite being 6-10. Doug Glanville leads off for the Phillies. Glanville hitting at .244. Birthday wishes today to Bill Bowen of Holland, Pennsylvania, from wife Diana and from us. And Ralph Brescia Sr. will be 82 in October from Media, Pennsylvania. Birthday wishes early to Ralph Brescia Sr. Guess they don't want to start this final game of the 2002 season, huh?
No, they had the bat boy out there, or ball boy down the right field line, was out in center field doing something. Finally got him off the field.
And the first pitch of the game is over for a called strike. 0-1 to Doug Glanville. Line drive, base hit left field. So Glanville opens the ball game with a single to left. And it'll bring up Jimmy Rollins. Rollins hitting at .245. Leads the league in triples with 10 of them. 11 homers, 60 RBIs. He's had somewhat of a disappointing offensive year after his brilliant rookie campaign last year. One strike to Jimmy Rollins.
Well, one thing Larry Bow is still trying to impress upon Jimmy Rollins is to just try and keep the ball on the ground more. Somewhat like Luis Castillo.
Two quick strikes to Jimmy Rollins. 52nd anniversary wishes tomorrow to Charles and Netta Yoakum of Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. Inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two and two to J-Roll.
Pavano pretty deliberate to the plate. I think Glanville will be able to get a pretty good jump off of him.
Doug has stolen 18 bases. He's only been thrown out twice. And Pavano goes over there. Shortstop juggled momentarily by Fox, and that's going to cost him a double play. They get Doug Glanville at second base. Would have had 2 were it not for the momentary juggle by Andy Fox.
Hard hit ball right at Andy Fox. He started to just come up on a little bit and gets right at the tip of his glove and bounces down there. Castillo tries to make a quick turn, but not going to do it with Rollins' speed.
Rollins at first base, 1 down. It'll bring up Bobby Abreu. Closing out a fine year. Abreu hitting at .306. He'll lead the league in doubles with 49. 20 homers. He has knocked in 85. Scored 101. There goes Jimmy Rollins. No chance for Redmond. Stolen base J-Roll, his 29th of the year.
An easy steal for Jimmy Rollins. No chance, as you said, Harry, for Mike Redmond to throw him out. A good jump. Very deliberate to the plate is Pavano. So I was a little surprised that Glanville was not going.
One and nothing to Bobby Abreu. Pops a foul out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Abreu will be the first Phil to lead the league in doubles since 1986, when Bon Hayes led the league in doubles with 46 of them.
Bobby, pretty good numbers against Pavano.
Been only two players in the storied history of Philadelphia Phillies baseball that have had 50 or more doubles in a season. Ed Delahanty and Chuck Klein. Bobby could do that today. There goes Rollins. Safe at third base. So Rollins steals second and he steals third. And he now has 30 stolen bases for the season.
Another good jump. Andy Fox was staying pretty close to him at shortstop, right behind Jimmy Rollins, but Pavano kind of got in a routine of just giving Rollins one look and going to the plate.
And now Florida will bring the infield in with the runner at third base here in the early going and one out. 3 balls and a strike to Bobby Abreu. Bobby walks for the 104th time this year. He is 6th in the league in getting walks. It'll bring up Mike Lieberthal. Pat Burrell not in the lineup today. He injured his shoulder with a slide at home last night, so Burrell will not play this final game. Lieberthal hitting at .280. 15 homers. He has knocked in 52 as Marlins drop their infield back to double play depth. There goes Abreu. He is out at second base on a fine throw by Redmond. Redmond to Castillo for out number 2.
A nice throw by Redmond. Like a decent jump by Bobby Abreu, but Redmond takes a peek down at third and throws, and it is right on the money.
Redmond throwing out 41% of base stealers this year, a very good percentage as Lieberthal grounds to shortstop. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 1/2, Phil's nothing. Florida coming to bat. Phil's did not score in the top of the first. Jeff Torborg's starting lineup for the Marlins. They'd bat the bottom half. Luis Castillo, second base, leads off. Tim Raines in left field bats second. Juan Encarnacion, center field, hits third. Kevin Millar, right field, bats fourth. Derek Lee at first base, hitting fifth. Mike Redmond, the catcher, bats sixth. Andy Fox at shortstop, hitting seventh. Mike Mordecai at third base, bats eighth. Carl Pavano, the pitcher, hitting ninth. They are facing 30-year-old Joe Roa.
Joe Roa has done a good job. He's going into the rotation for the Phillies at 10 starts, a 4-4 record. ERA of under 4. He gives up about a hit an inning. Throws strikes. Has very good command. 32 strikeouts. Has been hurt by the long ball, though. He's given up 11 of them in his 67 and a third innings. Hasn't pitched in 10 days, so he's had a bit of a layoff. Lost to the Braves, 5 innings.
Switch hitting Luis Castillo leads it off, batting at .302. Birthday wishes to Ronald Richardson of Absecon, New Jersey. Trying to bunt his way on, bunting foul. Wishes from Mom Norma, Dad Walt, and from us to Ronald Richardson in Absecon, New Jersey. We'd like to send along our very best to Anne Marie Doyle, who will be undergoing brain surgery at Jefferson Hospital tomorrow. Nothing in 2 the count to Luis Castillo. Tomas Perez's head, he might be able to get an inside the park home run. Glanville is real shallow and shading him to left center, and then there's a big gap between he and Bobby Abreu. Look at those wide open spaces in right center field.
Bobby's almost playing him straight away. Everybody else shifted over.
It's the bag and a base hit for Castillo. So Castillo has already set a club record for hits in a season. That's his 183rd.
Back at Joe Roa. Joe hits his glove down there, takes a swipe at it, but can't come up with it. Then it hits second base. Glanville hustling in there to keep Castillo at first.
And he'll have to be watched. Castillo has stolen 45 bases. He is second in the league in steals behind only Colorado's Juan Pierre. He has 46, and here is 43-year-old Rock Raines. Castillo started and stopped. 1 ball to no strikes to Tim Raines. See his career numbers: 294 lifetime hitter, 2,604 hits, 5 stolen base crowns. There goes Castillo. Lieberthal throws, and he is safe on a close play at second base. Strong throw by Lieberthal, but Castillo got a good jump on Roa, and he steals his 46th.
Lieberthal did everything he could there to throw at Castillo. Got rid of it in a hurry, threw it on the bag, but Roa a little slow to the plate there, and Castillo just in under the tag.
Florida's a team way out in the league lead in stolen bases, 175 of them. Tim Raines bunting foul. Next best in the National League, Montreal, with 118.
Wow.
One ball and 2 strikes to Tim Raines. On a good breaking ball on the inside corner. So Tim Raines called out on strikes. He argues with Sam Holbrook, but it looked like a pretty decent pitch.
Pretty good pitch there by Joe Roa. I don't think Rock really has much of an argument.
It's got part of the plate. It's a good pitch.
Jimmy Rollins just had to run over in the dugout as Raines was not happy with that. Rollins' sun popped out and had to go get some sunglasses.
Juan Encarnacion hitting at 271. 24 homers. He has knocked in 84. Tomas Perez trying to keep Castillo close at second base, and Roa throws there.
Close pickoff right there.
That's a good bunt. No chance for Placido Polanco. A bunt base hit. Encarnacion. And the Fish have runners at first and third with 1 out.
Not a whole lot you can do about that. You don't really expect your number 3 hitter to be bunting here with a man in scoring position, but he does. Gets Castillo to third, gets a base hit himself. You can see how far back Polanco was at third base.
It'll bring on Kevin Millar, who's hitting at .309, 16 homers. He's knocked in 57. He's reached base safely in 43 consecutive games. We'll try to get a ground ball from him, missing with a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Joe Roa in early trouble here. First and third, 1 down. Looks like, judging from the pace of this game, we'll be arriving in Philadelphia sometime tomorrow. Encarnacion got a big jump off first, but Millar fouled it, so Encarnacion goes back to first base.
Perez and Ozzie Guillen, a third base coach for the Marlins, doing a little jawing at each other, and Tomas was getting on him about missing that ground foul to him.
Tomas has a lot of fun.
Oh, he does. He's fun to watch out there.
Tap to third base. Can they turn 2? Yes, they can. Around the horn double play. Good relay by Tomas Perez, and that's it for the Marlins in the first. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. After 1, it's a 0-0 game. This copyrighted telecast is presented by Authority. The Phillies may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Phillies. Travis Lee leads off for the Phils here in the second, hitting at .264. 13 home runs. He has knocked in 70. He smokes this ball to deep left center field, and this ball is off the fence. Lee will roll into second with a double just over the reach of Tim Raines.
Travis hit that ball a long ways the opposite way. Hit high off the fence out there. He gets his 26th double of the season. A fastball down and away, his sinker, but he left it in the middle of the plate, and Travis Lee just goes the other way with it. Brock makes an effort out there, but it's just over his glove.
Adding to the Phillies team lead in doubles in the National League, 324. The Phils will lead the league in doubles for the first time since '93. Placido Polanco hitting at .289. 9 homers. He has knocked in 48. 1-0 to Polanco. 77th birthday wishes a longtime Phillies fan, May Groller, in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, from her family and from us to May Groller. Tapped foul. 1-1 the count to Polanco. By Pavano. That was headed up the middle for a base hit, but Pavano reached his glove up and picked it out of the air for out number 1.
That's just a quick reaction by Pavano, trying to come inside on Polanco. Polanco trying to hit the ball up the middle or the right side. He hits it hard, but right back at Pavano. A quick reaction.
Brings on Ricky Leday. Leday hitting at .220. 8 homers. He has knocked in 22. Missed the changeup. 1 strike to Leday. Travis Lee at second base. One down here in the second. 0-0 game. Inside 2-1. Base hit center field. He broke his bat, but got enough of it to get it over the head of Castillo. Coming around to score is Travis Lee. And the Phils take a 1-0 lead on the RBI hit by Ricky Leday.
Pavano made a pretty good pitch to Ricky Leday, and Ricky Leday just broke his bat, loops it into center. Travis Lee didn't get a real good jump on this ball. Ball sinker right off the end of the bat. But it's enough to get Lee around to score.
So Phils take a 1-0 lead. It'll bring up Tomas Perez. Tomas hitting at .255. Batting to left against the right-hander Pavano. Hitting a little better left-handed than right. One strike to Perez. Two to Tomas. Two strikes. Back up the middle. Nice grab by Castillo. A fine play by Castillo. He takes a hit from Tomas Perez. Getting the force on Leday at second base.
That ball looked like it was definitely headed to center field. I didn't think Castillo had a shot at it, but he makes a tremendous play, backhand, and is able to get the flip to Andy Fox at short and get the force. Well, that's just a nice play right there.
So that is out number 2, and that'll bring on Joe Roa, who's hitting at .217. Nothing to Roa. One ball and one strike. Two to Roa. Back up the middle, base hit center field. So Roa singles up the middle. And the Phillies now with 2 men on base and 2 outs. Winter Phillies season tickets more than season tickets right now, because purchasing a full or partial season ticket plan for the 2003 season guarantees you a spot at the new ballpark in 2004. You'll enjoy better views of the action, great amenities in the new ballpark. And of course, next year will be the final year of Veterans Stadium. So call now for full or partial season ticket information. 215-463-5000. Doug Glanville singled his first time up. Fouls at third base side. Doug broke his bat on the foul ball. Jose Mesa, Jose's youngest son, brings out a new bat for Doug Glanville. There's Jose. And the bat boy in this series does a great job. 1-1 to Doug Glanville. Did he hold his swing? Yes, according to Joe Brinkman. 2 balls and a strike. Three and one. Full count to Glanville, so the runners will be on the move. Tomas Perez from second, Joe Roa from first with 2 outs here in the second inning. Line drive hit to left field. Tomas Perez will score. Roa stops at second, and the Phillies take a 2-0 lead, and Doug Glanville is 2 for 2.
Glanville doing a good job lately, getting base hits, making things happen. Works the count to 3-2 on Pavano. The runners are going. Pavano trying to keep the ball away from him. This one comes back over the middle of the plate. Another line shot to left for Doug.
The Phils with a 2-0 lead, and the batter is Jimmy Rollins. Grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. That is Doug Glanville's 1,000th major league hit.
Yep.
Needed 2, and he didn't waste any time getting them, did he?
Not a bit.
Jeff Cooper, the Phillies trainer, you saw with the ball for Doug. Ground ball sharply hit by that Castillo, and that'll retire the side. But the Phils scored 2 in the inning on 4 hits. No errors and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Phillies. June 2nd, Robert Person not only did a good job pitching, it was his bat that did the job. A grand slam home run. And then he followed up with a 3-run home run. Person knocking in 7 runs on his own behalf. It was on June 2nd. It is slam off Bruce Chen and get the 3-run shot off Masato Yoshi in an 18-3 Titans win. Derek Lee leads it off for the Marlins. Curveball is a beauty. 1 strike to Lee, who's hitting at .270. Slider misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another slider. He got that one over. 1-2. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Missed with a breaking ball, a full count. Got the breaking ball over, and Derek Lee is rung up. Second strikeout for Roa. One down here in the second. Our Pico Energy Power Rankings show Sammy Sosa atop the National League with 48 home runs. Barry Bonds has 46. The American League, Alex Rodriguez has 57. Jim Thome with 52. Mike Redmond is hitting a .306.
This will be the first year in a while without somebody hitting 60.
One ball and no strikes to Mike Redmond. Bills have a 2-0 lead here in the second inning. Two and nothing. Joe Roa trying to win his 19th game this year. 14-0 at Grand Wilkes-Barre. 4-4 since coming up to the Phils.
Has been one heck of a year for Joe Roa.
Three and one the count to Redmond. Popped him in the air. Travis Lee in foul ground makes the grab. And that's two down. 81 games left at Veterans Stadium. Next year will be the final year for Veterans Stadium. We're celebrating a lifetime of memories next year. Be a part of it by being a Phillies season ticket holder. There's a full or partial ticket plan just right for you. Guarantee yourself a spot to witness the final season of the Vet, and also a spot in the new ballpark for 2004 by being a season ticket holder next year. Call 215-463-5000 for information. Andy Fox hitting at .248. One and one the count to Fox. Bounces the breaking ball up there. 2 balls and a strike to Andy Fox. Good curveball, 2-2. Polanco went into left field the day over, and he couldn't cut it off. Fox comes tearing around second on his way to third, and he will slide in safely at third base.
Wrigley Day was trying to get over there to cut it off and thinking he might have a play at second base if Fox went for it. I'm surprised there's not an error on that play. Should be.
It will be scored a triple, the 5th 3-base hit of the year for Fox, and it brings on Mike Mordecai. Mordecai hitting at .243. Mike Lowell not playing this final game for Florida, being hit by a pitch in last night's game on the elbow. 1 ball and no strikes to Mordecai. Two and nothing. The breaking ball over, 2-1 to Mordecai. Fox at third, 2 outs. Popped into shallow right field, and this ball drops for a base hit. Coming in to score is Fox. And it's now a 2-1 game.
Well, Bobby Abreu did not play that well at all in right field. He hesitated before he came in after. It's a ball he probably should have caught. It's a ball in on Mordecai. Doesn't hit it that well. You see Bobby just now starting to break for it. He comes up about 3 feet short.
We'll bring on pitcher Carl Pavano, who's hitting a 179. 1 strike to Pavano. Two strikes to Carl Pavano. Pretty well hit over the head of Glanville, who is playing him very shallow and coming around to score Mordecai, and Pavano heading for third, and he's there with a triple. Carl Pavano triples over the head of Doug Glanville, and this game is tied at 2.
Well, Glanville playing very shallow, and especially with 2 strikes on Pavano, it's a pitch that Roa would love to have back. A very bad 0-2 pitch. Gets it up in the zone, a little cut fastball or slider, and Pavano able to reach it.
Pitcher Carl Pavano gets his first career triple, and will bring on Luis Castillo. Noah should have been out of this inning on Mordecai's fly ball, but is not, and all of a sudden it's a 2-2 game. By Lieberthal, 1 ball and no strikes to Castillo, who singled his first time up.
Good job by Lieberthal to keep this ball in front of him. Slides over there, so Pavano can't go anywhere.
On the count to Castillo. Two balls and a strike. Three and one. Full count to Luis Castillo. Trouble. Roa off balance throw, not in time. Throw back home. Good block of the plate by Lieberthal, and Pavano is out at home plate. That'll be a swinging bunt base hit for Castillo, and Travis Lee, after getting Rowe's throw, immediately wheeled and fired to Lieberthal. They got the final out of the inning, but the Marlins have tied it. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. And at the end of 2, it's the Phils 2 and Florida 2. Time now for the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. If you're the first to correctly answer, you'll win 2 tickets to the Phillies game. Please submit your answer in the subject area. You must leave your name and address to receive your prize. Today's Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz. What player has been on the most World Series winning teams in baseball history? Answer and winner will be revealed in the 7th inning. Here's the ending of the 2nd inning. The swinging bunt base hit by Castillo.
Rowe comes in, makes a nice play. Castillo with his speed just beats it out, but Travis with a good throw, and like Lieberthal with a great block of the plate to get Pavano.
So we're in a 2-2 game, and joining us here in the booth is Greg the Bull Luzinski from the 1980 World Championship Phillies team, as Bobby Abreu sends it deep to left field, and this one is off the very top of the scoreboard, and Abreu has picked up his 50th double of the year, joining only Ed Delahanty and Chuck Klein in Phillies history with 50 or more doubles.
And they get the ball out, throw it out to Vukovic. We'll keep that as a souvenir.
Bobby with his 50th double. Awfully close to being a home run. Just didn't quite make it. Delahanty had 56 doubles in 1899. And Chuck Klein did it twice in 1930 and again in 1932. So it's been a while since 32 that the Phils have had a player with 50 or more doubles. Mike Lieberthal grounded out his first time up. Greg Luzinski has joined us here in the booth. Bo, how you doing? Good to see you.
Not too bad, Harry. Last day, huh?
This is it. Final game of the season. You're living down here now in Florida?
I'm on the West Coast, just over the Alligator Alley here, so it takes me about an hour and a half, and I'll be home. But I enjoy it down south, and you know, it's good to come over here and be able to see the Phillies for 3 games.
1-1 the count to Lieberthal. Ground ball, base hit left field. Abreu will stop at third base. And runners are at first and third. We'll pause for station identification on the Phils television network.
You're watching UPN 57 WPSG TV in Philadelphia.
So the Phils with another threat against Pavano. Big guy out in left field. Bull, you should still be playing. That's that Rock Reigns. You played against him.
Yeah, when he was in Montreal. You're right. This is his last game, though. Then he'll be getting ready for our fantasy camp, Blair.
Yeah.
You're going to do that again this year?
Oh, I love doing it.
Great.
I usually have a winning ball club. We just mold them.
You go down there and you try and win that thing just for the bragging rights.
That's right.
Larry Boas said he's going to join us.
That'll be good. That'll be real good. Well, he'll be antsy by then anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So get him down to Florida so he gets ready.
Popped him up. Foul and back up over the screen, out of play.
How's your golf game?
Oh, that's getting there. You know, we came in second in the Philly tournament just last week, was it? And you know, I enjoy playing.
You came in second. I thought you guys won.
Second. Somebody cheated. You know, I tried to talk to Larry today, but he doesn't stay in one spot long enough to have a conversation.
When they just showed him there on the bench, that's about as relaxed as I've ever seen him this year.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Travis Lee with runners at first and third. Nobody out.
His daughter's here, Tori, and she told me to go calm him down. I said, well, it's the last game.
Lee goes down swinging for out number 1. And we'll bring on Placido Polanco. Pat Burrell not playing today, capped off a big year. Reminiscent of Greg Luzinski with the numbers he put up for a left fielder.
Well, he's going to be a great ball player. There's no question about it. I think he was, 2 home runs short of tying me for left fielder home runs, but he's going to go well by that someday. Like I said, he's a great player. One thing he does a little better than I do, Harry, is he had a little better arm.
A little better arm, huh?
Nah, he's going to be good. He's going to be the nucleus of a fine club.
You still able to hit the balls way out of here down in Clearwater at fantasy camp?
No, I just coach and manage and do what Larry tells me to do.
That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming on to score is Bobby Abreu, and the Phils take a 3-2 lead on the RBI hit by Placido Polanco.
You know, some of our players down there think they can do that too, hit and run, until after the first game. And they come out of the trainer's room all bandaged up. But they all seem to have a good time, and I encourage people to sign up for it, because it is a great time down there, and they get a chance to mingle with a lot of the players of the past.
They do have fun. I think they enjoy, you know, the after the game sessions, the bull sessions, if you will, and sit around and talk and listen to your stories and other guys' stories.
There's been a few stories and a few more added.
Yeah. 1 strike to Ricky Leday. He's singled to drive in a run his first time up.
The thing about the story, Larry, is it gets better every year.
Yeah. You always embellish a little more with each passing year.
That's right. And we get a little better.
Yeah. That's what I think. I think the longer we're out of the game, the better we were.
1-1 the count to Leday. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't know about you, Greg, but I will never forget that 1980 League Championship Series against the Houston Astros. One of the exciting series of all time, and come back against Nolan Ryan. That was just something I'll never forget.
Well, you know, in '80, I think the unique thing about the Houston series, and I don't know if people realize this, and I know you did because you were with us for every ball game, but we had trouble scoring runs in Houston. We always did.
Yeah.
And to go down there, you know, a couple of games or a game, I mean, and have to win, you know, those ball games there, you know, was tough. But you know, we had a good mindset and got some good pitching and some key hits.
And Nolan Ryan had some fantastic record when he carried a lead in at the 8th inning. I don't know what it was. It was unbelievable. And here we're down 5-2 in the 8th inning. And I'm saying, you guys had such great clubs in the late 70s, and we could never get over the hump to get into the World Series by winning the LCS. And I'm saying to myself, in that Houston series, oh no, here we go again. You know?
I guess we were bun away, thanks to Mr. Gross.
Right. Gigi laid down.
I think he surprised everybody in the dugout too, Harry.
Terrific bunt to keep that inning going and get Nolan Ryan out of there. You see a lot of your teammates from that '80 World Championship Club?
Well, not really. Last time we saw him was at the reunion back in Philly a couple years back, and you know, I see Book and Boa because I've been up in Philly quite often this year, and but other than that, you know, I really haven't seen too many of them.
Ricky Leday is rung up for out number 2. It'll bring up Tomas Perez, who grounded into a fielder's choice on an outstanding play by Luis Castillo, his first time up.
About the most recent was Ruthven. I did a card show locally with him, and somebody was telling me he's getting ready to have hip surgery again, so we are getting old.
Whatever happened to that Manny trio?
I don't know. I think he's down in Aruba rolling them. He used to like play those dice.
He was in the organization I coached in last year, the year before, the minor league level.
Well, I played with Manny his first year in organized ball, and that was way back in Huron. And Dallas Green was the manager. And believe it or not, Manny was our catcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, he certainly had an arm to throw out base stealers.
I know the pitcher had to get down in a hurry because that ball was coming back. But he ended up at second base. Obviously did a tremendous job for our ball club.
Bounding ball to Fox. Fox to Castillo for the force at second, and that will retire the side. But the Phils regain the lead with a run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the third. Phils 3, Florida 2. We're joined by Phillies former left fielder Greg the Bull Luzinski. Phils lead by a score of 3-2, and I still maintain, Bull, that you hit the longest drive at Veterans Stadium in the history of the Vet, which opened in 1971. That ball that you hit that hit the Liberty Bell. They used to have the Liberty Bell in dead center field, and that ball was still going up when it hit the Liberty Bell.
It hit the top, and it was off Bert Hooton and the Cubs at that time. And a lot of people don't remember. There's been a lot of changes to the Vet since then. Phil and Phyllis in center field with the Liberty Bell and the water fountains. The 2 scoreboards, the one in right field, the one in left field, and they're all gone. So it's changed a lot. And a year from now, we'll be in a new ballpark. So, everybody's looking forward to that.
Here is Tim Raines. He was called out on strikes his first time up, and that will be a base hit for Rock Raines, number 2,605 in his career.
Well, Harry, you'll get the open and close of that, huh?
That is correct. Opened the bet in 71. Close it next year.
Good memories there.
I want to ask you, the last inning, Phillies again struggling, lead the league in leaving men on base and struggle with men in scoring position. What makes it so tough with men in scoring position?
Well, I don't know what they're trying to do with the ball, in situations. I mean, we talked a little bit about it last night and why I've been here, and people pick your brain and things like that. But I think you have to have a plan when you go in the batter's box. You have to know what a pitcher has, what his out pitch is, and how he attacks you with it, and also who's catching. I mean, that makes a difference. And it was like the other night, the Marlins had runners on second and third in a 3-2 game, and their 4 and 5 hitters strike out swinging for the fences when the Phillies were giving them a chance or giving them the runs. And I think if you have a young club, it's through experience that you grow and get better. You look at a lot of their Phillies offensive stats this year, and they're first or second or third in the majors, or third and fourth in stats. And I think that'll all come together, and with a veteran player in that lineup will definitely help.
You think the young players put a lot of pressure on themselves with men in scoring position or situations?
It's it's just like a lot of guys don't like to hit with 2 strikes. I mean, to me, what's the difference? I mean, if you're afraid to hit with 2 strikes, then you better look early in the count for your pitch, and when you get it, hopefully you don't miss it.
2-2 here to Juan Encarnacion. Jammed him, and he pops it up. Tomas Perez puts it away. Well, Greg Luzinski in L.A. We're talking about the Phillies fantasy camp. Join L.A., the Bull, John Kruk, Mitch Williams, Dallas Green, and many more. It'll be January 29th through February 2nd in Clearwater, Florida. Great accommodations, your own authentic Phillies uniform. Guaranteed lots of fun. You must be 30 or older. For information, call 610-520-3400.
We will have a good time.
Yes, we will.
Kevin Millar misses a breaking ball. He grounded into a double play his first time up.
You know, Larry, you're talking about hitting, and I mean, you were a pitcher, and the more you're in that situation with runners in scoring position, the better you get at it. I mean, and you build the confidence, and I think that's what happens. I mean, you've seen a Burrell from last year to this year,
right.
As far as his confidence of driving a guy in from second or third, and it's a lot. I'm sure his percentage is a lot better this year than last year, and as his walks go up and he becomes a better hitter at the plate, it'll even get better.
Well, if you were to name one pitcher in your career that gave you the most trouble, who would you name?
Well, there were a lot of them that really gave me trouble. I think
no, there weren't that many.
The best I faced, though, and it was I thought it was Tom Seaver. I respected him. I thought he was just a great pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, and my first road trip in the big leagues, when you look at the probable starters there, it was Seaver, Kuzman, and Ryan. That was no fun.
No.
But I just thought he could pitch. He knew how to pitch, and I got my share of hits off him, but he was tough.
Polanco, low throw, but good turn by Tomas Perez. Greg Luzinski, thanks so much for being with us. Arguing at second base is Rock Raines. Tomas Perez was off the bag, but Tony Randazzo says no, and it's a 5-4-3 double play. We appreciate it, Bull. Good luck to you. Always great to see you.
See you and Larry in Clearwater.
All righty. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. Chris Wheeler will be coming along in the 4th. At the end of 3, the Phils lead by a score of 3-2.
4th inning, Gary Knotts is going to come on for the Marlins. Pavano might be gassed after that triple, trying to score on a play there. The numbers on Knotts, who've been in 1 game this weekend. So he has a quick 3-inning effort. Will end the season with a 3-game. Well, he may not. Phillies could keep the lead here, and he could be the losing pitcher, but certainly can't win it. And he winds up there, Andy, with 58 total pitches. A lot of base runners.
I wonder if maybe he hurt himself sliding into the plate, sliding at home on that play.
Well, he reluctantly went to third on that ball he hit over Glanville's head, but he really didn't have much choice. First career triple. And the Phillies were hitting him hard. So if there's ever a game where you have any question about getting a pitcher out, this is it. Knotts throws a breaking ball to Roa, and that's a fair ball. Long throw, Mordecai got him. Joe got a base hit his first time up. He's retired here, 1 away.
Well, this is how that last inning ended for the Phillies. Tomas like he might have cheated just a little bit.
Just a little.
His foot is looks like it might have just come off the bag, barely, not that much.
Not as much as it looked to the naked eye.
Right.
But he was off the bag. That was the old in the vicinity. Doug Glanville 2 for 2 today with his 1,000th career hit. You saw them save that baseball. They saved 2 of them today. Bobby Abreu's 50th double. Nasty shadows out there right now, just headed towards the mound. First pitch of Doug outside. Now you see the shadows. Now the sun's come back out. And the pitch is outside.
And his field in terrible shape.
Just awful. Well, they could care less about the Marlins here. I mean, they're just waiting for the Dolphins to get back next week to limp home after their loss and get this field sodded. Doug Glanville's retired for the second out. What are Phil season tickets more than season tickets? Well, right now, because purchasing a full or partial season ticket for the 2003 Phil season also guarantees you a spot at the new ballpark in 2004. There you'll enjoy better views of the action, exciting amenities designed to please every fan. 215-463-5000 for all the details. There's a look at this field. I mean, that ball Ricky Leday overran in left field should have been scored a 2-base error because it snaked on him and he overran it. Jimmy Rollins takes it inside. Bobby Abreu is going to be taken out of the ball game, and Jason Michaels moves into the on-deck circle. So I guess Larry Boa figures after the 50th double for Abreu, he'll give him the rest of the year off. And there's Bobby. Had a tremendous season. Fouled back. Probably not happy with that ball he let drop in right field today because that cost him 2 runs.
Yeah, that's a ball that Bobby should have caught. Did not get a good jump on it.
They misplayed 2 balls in the outfield that inning. Jimmy 0 for 2 with a couple stolen bases. That ball just pops in and out of the glove of the catcher, Redmond. And the count 3-1 on Rollins, who has 30 stolen bases now with those 2 today. Fouled away. Almost called him Don Knotts. Gary Knotts. I watched a special the other night, a biography on Don Knotts, which was really good. But no relation is Gary.
No.
To the great Don Knotts. Very funny man. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Walked him. Well, Jimmy's a 2-out base runner here in the 4th.
Bobby Abreu's 50th double today, and he gets the ball, well, almost a home run, high off the wall in left center. Raines goes back, plays it off the wall. Bobby easily into second, gets the baseball, gives thanks, and a heck of a year he had.
Had a perfect day today offensively with a walk and then that double and a run scored. No balls and 1 strike to the pinch hitter Jason Michaels. And time is called. Phillies with a 1-out base runner. They were running early on Pavano, who's a lot slower than Knotts. And Gary Knotts moves over to first base. Here's Jimmy with 2 steals today. Knotts, a 11th round pick of the Marlins back in June of '95. There he goes. He got a great jump. Redmond's throw is late, and Jimmy steals another base. So he'll have 31 on the year, and he's there with 2 outs.
Well, Redmond does a good job. Comes up throwing quick, gets rid of the ball in a hurry, and throws it on the money. But Jimmy Rollins with a great jump just gets in. He gets a good jump there. Redmond, as I said, a great throw. But Jimmy in there with number 31.
Phillies have attempted 4 stolen bases today and made it 3 times. Bobby Abreu was caught stealing in the first inning. One and 1 to Michaels, a breaking ball and a nice play there by Redmond. Special birthday wishes today to Darcy Morano, the son of Robert and Joanne Morano. Darcy's birthday coming up after the season ends, so we want to send our best along. And Joanne does such a great job for the Phillies in the accounting department. Does a lot for all of us.
She does.
So we thank her for all her kindness, and happy birthday to Darcy. Over for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And happy birthday and happy anniversary and best wishes to all those Phillies fans who have birthdays over the winter that we won't be able to announce.
Like this one. Joanne got special treatment.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody in a company that takes care of all the benefits and that stuff, that's a tough
They get
job.
special treatment.
Oh, that's a tough job. And she's just great. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Michaels, with Jimmy Rollins at second base and Mike Lieberthal on deck. Fastball low. Whoa.
Wow.
Craig Holbrook flipped a coin on that one, and it came up wrong.
Late call also.
Oh, these guys got a plane to catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's 3-2 Phils. Who just had ball 4 but was rung up on that ridiculous pitch will stay in the game and play right field. And Derek Lee will bat. He struck out his first time up. Joe Roa gets it over for a strike. Roa's been hit around a little bit today, but in all fairness to him, he shouldn't have given up any runs. The ball had been played correctly in the outfield. Outside, 1-1. It'll be Lee, Redmond, Fox. Right, left to face Roa here in the fourth. Went to camp with the Florida Marlins this year. Was released, signed by Pittsburgh, and then sent to the Phillies for no compensation at the end of the month of March. Fouled away. Had that great year at Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and is 4-4 in his 13 games, 10 starts with the Phils. There's a Phillies fan here in the final game of the season. He sits around a few months. He can be here for opening day. See these two teams again. To right field. Michael's a new right fielder. He misjudged it, and it falls for a hit. What is there, a minefield out there today? He didn't. I don't know whether they're not seeing those balls or what it is.
Boy, he took a crazy route to it. Started to cut straight over to the line, then started to come in, and then by that time it was too late. 3 balls that have been misplayed in the outfield today.
Yeah, I mean, that's a shame for Roa. They hold him to a single, but that ball was in the air a long time. It should have been caught. So Derek Lee at first base with nobody out, and Mike Redmond the batter. He popped up foul his first time up to Travis Lee. Rip at that and fouled it back. Redmond hits a lot of balls to right and right center, and Doug Glanville's over shifting him that way, and Michaels has come in a few steps and right. And you see the defense.
I'm surprised Doug Glanville doesn't move Ricky Leday over a little more towards him in center. Leday's kind of straight away and left.
There goes Lee. They play hit and run. Perfect hit and run. They deke Lee a little bit, and then Michaels overruns the ball. They might have been able to keep Derek Lee at second, or at least have a shot at him at third, but he overran it. First and third, nobody out here in the fourth inning. That's just what Redmond does really well. Hit the ball the other way, and they play hit and run with him.
I still, it might not have made a difference, but I can't understand with Redmond hitting it twice now in the recent games where a second baseman has covered on a guy that hits the ball to the right side.
Yeah, because I mean, we just got finished saying how that's where he hits it all the time. There's Michaels. That ball's been finding him. Fox pops up a changeup, foul out of play. Fox hit a ball down the third baseline for a single that was overrun by Ricky Leday, and they scored it a triple.
That was a poor scoring decision.
Yeah. And then he scored on that bloop single to right that was misjudged. The Phillies get the bullpen up. Eric Young, as there are a lot of base runners on against Roa here this afternoon. Not all of them his fault, but 9 hits on the board already with nobody out in the fourth inning. Fox, base hit to left field. That'll tie the game. Stopping at second is Redmond. It's 3-3. And Fox has RBI number 41.
Ball just slapped that way. Does not hit it hard right up into his bat, but Jimmy Rollins can't get to it.
I imagine you guys have talked about. Well, here's the replay, and then we'll get to it.
A sinking fastball or a changeup has him out in front, and he just slaps it into left.
This might be the time where a pitching coach had come to the mound, but I'm sure you guys have covered the fact that Vern Rule was
not retained
last night after the game. They told Vern, and Vern is not with the ball club today. If he's home back in the Philadelphia area, if he's tuned in or anything, we'd like to thank him for what a great guy he was to work with. And obviously everybody's sorry about that. Nobody knows better than Vern in this business. Those things happen. But right now, no pitching coach to come to the mound, and that would be Larry Boa, I guess, eventually. See Boa motioning to his infielders that Mordecai might be up there to bunt. And he is, and takes it outside. Preston Wilson's in the on-deck circle to bat for the pitcher, Knotts. Wilson not able to play right now with a sore toe. That's why we haven't seen him in this series. First and second, nobody out here in the 4th inning. And around a bunt, Mordecai takes a breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. Joe Rowan in some trouble here. 10 hits now for the Marlins, 8 for the Phils. Mordecai, a great bunt. Boy, Roa got him somehow.
What a play.
Unbelievable play, because it looked like Polanco was the only one that had a shot at him, and Roa gets him. A great play by Roa. Sacrifice 5-4. Or was it 3?
1.
I mean 1-3.
1-4.
Whatever.
A perfect bunt. I don't know if Polanco could have gotten him, but Roa does.
It was an amazing play by Roa. And thank you, Andy. That was a sac 1-4. And here is Preston Wilson with the infield back. And the breaking ball misses, ball 1. Phillies will give up the go-ahead run here to get an out. We're tied at 3. Wilson pops it up foul behind the plate, out of play. Preston Wilson, there you see his career pinch hitting numbers, and he's had a very disappointing injury-plagued season. Also some personal problems that have really beset him, and it's just been a lost year for him, and they hope to just get him fresh next year and playing better. Redmond at 3rd, Fox at 2nd. Swing and a foul tip. 1-2. Big potential out here for Joe Rowe if he can get Preston Wilson. And he got him with an off-speed pitch, struck him out. Or Wilson swinging fastball, that hole at bat never came close to having one.
A good breaking ball by Roa. Starts at the corner and breaks it off the plate. And Wilson way out in front. Not even close to it.
So now Castillo will bat with 2 outs as we check out Joe Roa's afternoon.
65 pitches.
They're going to walk Castillo to get the reins. Pretty good idea. No offense to Tim Raines, but playing his last major league game, and Larry Ball wants to make Raines beat him here after Roa got that strikeout. And Tim Raines, who has struck out and singled, will bat. Playing in game number 2,502. The guy competed against Larry Ball. And your guest, Greg Luzinski. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a run in, 3-3 in the 4th. Roa's pitch. Raines takes it low. A nice ceremony before the game for Tim Raines, announcing his retirement. His family here. And he's had a great career. Close, 2-0.
Joe Roa thought he had it.
Gets that one over. 2 balls and a strike to Raines. Hit well, but Michaels runs it down at the warning track. Oh, that's a grand slam at the vet. But in this big ballpark at right center, enough room for Michaels to get it, and the Phils are out of the inning. 1 run, 3 hits, and the Marlins leave them loaded. We're tied at 3.
Our Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz this afternoon. What player has been on the most World Series winning teams in baseball history? Well, it was Yogi Berra. 10 winning World Series teams, all with the Yankees. First Phillies fan with a correct response was Kevin Sweeney from Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. Congratulations, Kevin. You're the winner of 2 tickets to a Phillies game next season. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans at a home run.
That's $4.99 for Sosa that he ends on, right?
Right. He ends the year with 499, so his first home run next year will be a milestone homer.
The magic 500. It used to be. Nowadays, yeah, well, another guy hit 500.
We are tied here, 3-3 in the 9th inning. Doug Glanville's had a good game. He is 3 for 4. His second hit is 1,000th major league hit. Nunez has fallen behind him. 3 balls and no strikes.
I'd love to bleed one out here and maybe get Mesa in the game. I don't think anybody really wants to go extra innings today.
Glanville walks on 4 pitches. Well, as we flash back to August 6th, the longest game in innings the Phillies played this year, a 16-inning game. Pavano delivers with
He finally won it, and then Cormier gets the last out. That game was at San Diego, as Harry said, on the 6th of August, 4 hours and 51 minutes. And then on the 23rd in St. Louis, they played that one that went 5 hours and 13 minutes. So they played some long games on the road this year and won them.
And hoping to get something done here so we don't get into a 4 or 5 hour game here on this last day of the season. Marlins is going to try to move him along.
Right, you see what Larry Bowa is doing here, of course, putting a bunt on here and trying to get a runner into scoring position. There is Placido.
Didn't indicate a bunt that time and took a pitch on the inside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, they took it off on that pitch, giving Jimmy the opportunity, if he got a strike, maybe to hit it in the hole. And now Vuk will go through the signs down there again. And he might put it back on, or they might let him swing away. We'll see.
He was around the bunt again. He takes low, 2 balls and a strike.
A little cat and mouse game going on here as John Vukovic will go through those signs again.
Two and 1 the count to Jimmy Rollins. Glanville goes, pitches inside. The throw by Redmond goes into center field. Doug steals his 19th base of the year.
Well, looked like they were
now in scoring position.
Right, Harry. It looked like they were going to play a little hit and run that time, but that ball got in on Jimmy Rollins so much he doesn't swing. But then it became a tough throw for Redmond, and he stumbled a little bit as he came out of there, made a low throw, and Doug steals a base. Now you're ahead in the count 3-1 with Glanville at second, and Jimmy will try and pull it and get him to third. So they tried all kinds of different things to get Glanville to second there.
And Redmond wants to talk it over with Nunez. Rollins will try to pull the ball and get Glanville to third base. Ninth inning of a 3-3 game.
See the bullpen out there for the Phillies as Doug Glanville's at second. Hector Mercado standing on one mound and Jose Mesa on the other. Neither one of them throwing. There you go. Mercado on the left, Mesa on the right, depending on what happens here.
Oh, he punted way too hard, and out at third base is Doug Glanville. So Rollins was trying to move him with a bunt and bunted it right back at Nunez, and Glanville is nailed at third base. And that takes the runner out of scoring position, one down.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's doing this on his own on a 3-1 count. He's just trying to get Glanville over. Glanville saw the ball on the ground, and Nunez makes a heck of a play there, too, because obviously it's a tag play, and he had to not hesitate and fire to third, and he does. Throw across his body.
So now Rollins might try to steal second. Stolen 3 bases already in this game. Nunez thinks so. Phillies team record for steals in a game is 4. Set back in 1906 by Sherry McGee. Did it twice that year.
Well, they thought he was going to go on the first pitch, so they pitch out.
1 ball and no strikes to Jason Michaels. Since entering the game, Michaels has been called out on strikes and flied into a double play. Pops a foul out of play, 1-1. Jeremy Giambi has moved into the on-deck circle to bat for Terry Adams. Rips it foul. 1-2 to Jason Michaels.
Boy, that was hit hard. Thank all those little kids down there. Everybody appears to be okay.
It's a foul, still 1-2 to Jason Michaels. Jimmy Rollins first base with 1 out. Draws another throw. Beats another one foul. Still 1-2. Here in the 9th inning with the score tied at 3. fastball, 2-2. Slaps another one foul. So long at bat here for Jason Michaels. Jimmy Rollins first base with one out. With a breaking ball, Michaels goes down swinging for out number 2. And Jeremy Giambi will come out to pinch hit for Adams.
Nunez kept throwing a lot of sliders in that at bat. He kept fouling them off, and that time he chases a breaking ball and strikes out.
Giambi hitting at .245 with 12 homers. He's knocked in 28. 3 for 20 as a pinch hitter. Besides the 3 hits, he's also collected 13 pinch hit walks. And now with 2 outs, Hector Mercado is throwing in the Phillies bullpen.
You think about Jimmy Rollins stealing, but you know, now it's a tougher situation because if he is not successful, then you lose Giambi. And you're getting down to where you're starting to run a little low on extra men with the potential of an extra inning game.
Two balls and no strikes to Giambi.
So in this case, this might be one of the rare cases where they give a sign to Jimmy Rollins, don't run. Harry Bowen, Gary Varsho.
To Giambi. Now Nunez glares in at the plate umpire Sam Holbrook.
Who's had a long day back there with a lot of pitches on a hot day. That's close. He thought it came back over the plate to Nunez, and Holbrook says no. Now, see if Giambi gets a green light.
He did, and he slams it, but foul. It'd be only fitting to have the Giambi brothers both homer on the final day of the 2002 season, and that they set the all-time record for most home runs in a season by brothers, surpassing Joe and Vince DiMaggio.
Yeah, well, home run.
Jason has hit one today.
Home run here would be just fine. 2 outs in the 9th. Yeah.
A full count now to Giambi.
Now Derek Lee comes in to remind Nunez he's going to play off Jimmy Rollins, who will run on the pitch.
3-2 to the pinch hitter Giambi. Phillies here in the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Phillies 3 and Florida 3. Out of the 9th, Hector Mercado, the new pitcher for the Phillies, his 31st game, 28 out of the bullpen. 2-1 with a 4.58 ERA, 37 in the 3rd innings, 31 hits, 19 earned runs, struck out 38, walked 25. Opponents hitting .225 against him. Andy Fox, the first one to face him. One strike to Fox. He has tripled, singled, and grounded out. Two strikes to Fox. He'll be followed by Mike Mordecai. And then a pinch hitter for Vladimir Nunez, probably.
Yeah, you see Nunez headed up the tunnel, slapping his catcher Redmond on the shoulder.
One ball and two strikes to Andy Fox. Hank Lowell has a bat in his hand. He was hit by a pitch in last night's game and had to leave the game. So not playing today, but perhaps is available to pinch hit. 2-2 to Fox. Fox is rung up, called out on strikes. And we'll bring up Mike Mordecai. Mordecai is 1 for 2. Singled, sacrificed, and grounded out. And Lowell has indeed moved into the on-deck circle to bat for Nunez. Nothing to Mordecai. One ball and one strike.
It's Braden Looper, their closer, up.
Balls and a strike.
Of course, no closing to be done in this one. But Looper would be the new pitcher if we go to extra innings, it would appear.
Three and one to Mike Mordecai. Jason Michaels makes the catch in foul ground. And that's 2 down.
That wind has been driving these outfielders nuts here today. Here's Lowell on Friday night off Randy Wolf down the line for home run number 1 in this series. And then last night, early in the game, boom, off Duckworth. And then another one. And then he got hit by a pitch by Silva and had to leave the game that didn't start here today.
So Lowell batting for Nunez, hitting at .277, 24 homers. He has knocked in 92. Field. Michaels puts this one away. We're going extra innings on the final game of the 2002 season.
Only one for that to happen to in Major League Baseball today.
No runs, hits, errors, none left. We go to the 10th, tied at 3-3. We move to the 10th inning. We're tied 3-3, and in extra innings so far, the Phillies are playing in their 18th extra inning game. 5-4 at home, but have been better on the road. 6-2 on the road. And for the Florida Marlins, this is their 17th extra inning game. They are 2-6 at home and 2-6 on the road. 4-12 overall. Have not fared well in extra innings. Braden Looper is the new pitcher for Jeff Torborg. Looper appearing in his 78th game. He's among the league leaders in appearances, 1-5 with a 3.18 ERA, 13 saves, 85 innings, 73 hits, 30 earned runs. He has struck out 55, walked 28. Opponents hitting .232 against him. Travis Lee, the first one to face Looper. Travis Lee is 2 for 4 with a double and a single. One ball and no strikes to Travis Lee. He and then Placido Polanco and Johnny Estrada here in the 10th inning. High fly ball left field. Kevin Millar in front of the warning track makes the catch. Travis Lee retired, one down here in the 10th. And they'll bring on Placido Polanco. Polanco is 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Pops it up. And it's behind the screen and out of play. One strike to Placido Polanco. Nothing in 2 to Polanco. Fouls off a breaking ball. Still nothing in 2. Still 0-2. Phillies 3 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Florida 3 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Move wide with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grab by Looper. Underhands to first. Polanco is retired. It's 2 down, and that'll bring on Johnny Estrada.
There've been a few of these today. The pitchers have made some good plays. Looper, another big, tall pitcher, reaches up and grabs this ball. Looked like it was ticking it up the middle. Placido's been picked twice today by pitchers. Earlier in the game, Pavano caught a line drive that he hit.
Here's Johnny Estrada. Johnny has flied out in his only plate appearance. Came in as a part of a double switch. It's a fly ball to left field. And Millar will put this one away, and that'll be it for the Phillies here in the 10th. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the 10th inning. Phillies 3 and Florida 3. Bottom half of the 10th inning here at Pro Players Stadium in Miami. Top of the order will be coming up for the Florida Marlins. Luis Castillo, Tim Raines, and Juan Encarnacion. Excuse me, not Tim Raines, Abraham Nunez. And Juan Encarnacion. Castillo. You want to try to keep off base. He is 2 for 3. Has Singled twice, been intentionally walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. Hector Mercado in his second inning in relief of Terry Adams. One strike to Castillo. Two balls and a strike. Three and one. Castillo taking all the way, a full count to him. A base hit to right field. Castillo's third hit of the game. And he is a leadoff base runner, and he'll either try to steal a base or they'll bunt him along.
Castillo swinging the bat well here at the end of the year. He went into a real funk for a while, and that's what he does. As Harry said, slaps the ball. He just hits down on it and uses his speed. Nunez will be bunting to try to move the runner up. Mercado goes to first base. Castillo and Juan Pierre tied for the league lead in steals as of this moment, and he goes, and the throw by Estrada is late, and Castillo has taken over the National League leadership in stolen bases, his third this afternoon, his 48th this year. Well, he gets another great jump and a low throw. And a nice play by Rollins really to block that ball and keep it from bouncing away. So they're still playing in Arizona, but right now I guess Juan Pierre's one behind him.
They're in the seventh inning in Arizona. The Diamondbacks have increased their lead over Colorado to 10-3. The Diamondbacks will almost certainly have home field in the first round against St. Louis. Nunez will probably still be bunting here to try to get that runner to third base. Phillies look for it. Ooh, ball gets through Estrada, and he doesn't have to bunt to get the runner to third. Castillo goes to third.
It looked like Johnny lifted up too soon here. He did, right through the 5 hole. Bad pitch by Mercado, but you know, a ball the catcher should block. Now you got to bring everybody in. Outfielders in, infielders in. Phillies, that's one of the negatives for this year. They'll lead the league in wild pitches.
1-1 to Abraham Nunez. After a high fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. San Luis Castillo at third. He represents the ball game here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. 3-3 tie. In the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That Castillo got off Mercado, the only hit anybody on this current Florida Marlins team has off Hector. And now he's at third base with nobody out. 2-2 to Abraham Nunez. Is rung up, called out on strikes. Pitch on the outside corner. That's the second strikeout for Mercado. And now Juan Encarnacion.
A breaking ball, a backdoor breaking ball. Johnny pulls it in a little bit. And Larry Baugh can decide who he wants to pitch to and not pitch to by getting one out, and he's decided he will pitch to Encarnacion. Another wild swinger.
Encarnacion is 1 for 4 with a bunt single. Grounded sharply foul.
Encarnacion might be the game because he could walk Millar and Lee to load the bases and then take his chances with Redmond with 2 outs. And that's a long way to go. There's Encarnacion against Mercado, but if he gets this guy out, he might just think that.
He could, except he leaves very little margin for error that way for Hector Mercado, who can get a little bit wild.
Yeah, that all factors into it.
Looped into shallow right, foul ball, and Travis Lee makes the catch, but here comes Castillo, and he scores, and the game's over. That was a ball that Travis made a great catch of, but he had to think that he had no shot at getting this speedy Castillo tagging from third base if he did catch the ball, but he did, and that ends the game. Luis Castillo is our Chevrolet player of the game. He had a 3-hit game, scored the game winner. Is a 4-3 Florida Marlin win. Encarnacion will get an RBI on a foul pop down the first base side. Travis Lee makes a great catch, but he had no shot at throwing out. Castillo tagged at third after the catch.
Right, here's the Budweiser play of the game. This is one of those ones where you do think that, too. I mean, you don't usually give up an out. But in this case, when you have to make this tough a play with your back to the infield and you're draped over the tarp, you have no shot to get a guy like Castillo who went right back, tagged up, scored easily, and that's the season.
Well, the Phillies will end the year 1 game under 500 as a result of a Florida Marlins 4-3 win here at Pro Players Stadium this afternoon. Luis Castillo scoring the game winner, and the Marlins end up 10-9 against the Phillies in the season series. A 4-3 final here at Pro Players Stadium. And we'll be back with the totals and a recap of this afternoon's game.